And we are back with another episode of... Wait a minute, what is this? Why can't you hear me? What's wrong with the video format? Nah, it's me. But yeah, we are doing something new today. A wonderful suggestion from Shopayne as far as just something to end off the year, though this is coming out after January 1st. But just want to take this opportunity based off his idea to kind of show you my collection as far as alternate art cards and cards that I just like. And wanted to just kind of go over what my plans are going to be for 2026 since the year has arrived. Hi, Cat. This is Loki right here. He's the spoil spurt that causes nothing but problems for me. Get off of it! But we're going to take a look at my collection. But I got to mostly pull these cards out here first before I do anything. Because I do not believe the camera of my phone is going to be able to really let you hear everything, especially since I'm having to do this through regular audio. But yeah, 2025, it's come and gone. It's been a rather eventful time of the year for myself. Lots of changes, both good and bad, and just kind of, been a hodgepodge of things. It was a rough year for me. I had some problems financially at home and just, finances and everything. And when I started basically to do the channel more or less and get me to where I am today. So I do want to thank everyone here as far as your support over the past, since August here, so almost 6 months. I think it's closer to 5 at this point. But just want to thank all of you guys for supporting me and just, watching my content and just seeing how I traverse through this little YouTube career of mine and what all I'm trying to do as far as my next steps with everything. But yeah, while I'm finishing up here grabbing these cards, I do have big plans for 2026 as far as just overall content I want to do. Definitely expansions as far as both live streaming or things that I want to do as far as video ideas. Basically just going to have a lot more opportunity to do all that, and with some luck, if things continue to kind of progress the way that they have been, they can just be overall good for me as well as far as just, a net positive. But we'll go into more of the specifics as far as everything that I want to have planned, because for now, we're just going to focus on the cards here that I've got. So, I have pulled on and off quite a few cards over the past few months. My story goes here as far as Digimon is concerned. I only really got into the whole game back here in May. And what I've basically done is there were certainly a few packs that I have opened completely on my own. That's separate from the videos that you've seen. But I've also just kind of bought bulk and added collections until we started getting into the pack series that we've been doing. So most of what you're going to see here is what I have pulled over in my past videos, but there are going to be a few cards that haven't that I think are going to surprise you. But first off, we can get a bit closer. Really just have some regular foils. Personally, never been too interested in these foil cards that Bandai has been doing. I mean, they're nice, they're shiny, but they're only going to be really good, I think, as far as specific decks that people might want to build that, gives an extra little bit pizzazz for what they're doing. But my kind of philosophy for most of things outside of the alternate art cards, I'm here to play the game. I want to do stuff with the cards. They're going to eventually get worn, and I don't care too much as far as the wear and tear, so long as they do the job. Now, alternate art cards, though, are certainly pretty looking, and I can certainly see the appeal, and there's definitely a few cards here that I don't want to ever use just for the sake that it will definitely ruin them as far as what I've been using. My camera seems to be stuttering a bit, but that's fine. So here we've got some of the alt arts. These are from EX1 that I managed to grab. We're gonna pause real fast and see if the stuttering doesn't stop. Sorry about that. I'm not sure what happened here. There was some buffering. I'm not sure if you even see it. But either way here. So EX1 had some nice alternate art cards that we pulled. We had the Hercules Kabuterimon, then the Metal Greymon. And this one is something that I bought on my own because at the time I was trying to build an Angels deck. And you know, this is a nice little cute card to flex and relatively inexpensive, cost me like $1, so hey, a cool thing to use. Next we've got one of my favorite Pokemon here, Calamon. This was a limited print, I think, from something from BT19 or the likes. I don't know if it was specifically a box topper, but oh man, he's so cute. I love him. He's so adorable. One of my favorite Digimon. Got our TK here with the little crest of, was it Faith? I think it's Crest of Faith here from the Digimon Adventure series. A nice little alternate art card, though I'm pretty sure this is the banned card, so this would be the only one you could probably use if you were to use it. Then we have the meat. Nice one here from the, I forget here, it's, my cat's behind it here. Versus Monsters, that's the one here. Yeah, from Versus Monsters. Very nice. I've yet to really build a deck around that, but that's just because I didn't really get too lucky with cards, and I don't really have a lot to build into any big bads. Then we have a purple memory boost here from one of our box toppers. I believe that was with Next Adventure. And you know, you got the little Pugmon and Demi-Miramon. It's very sweet, very cute. And then I love this card right here, Goemon. I don't even know if this is really good anymore as far as something you can find in a CB deck, but oh, he's so cute. He's got all of his fish squad too around him, and it's just adorable. I love it. This is another card that I had bought on my own here from a random bulk box that I had purchased. And he's a nice little Seraphimon as far as the alternate art. I don't think he's relatively expensive at all either. But you love your angels, and he is definitely one of the 3 great angels. We have Digimon Emperor, the alternate art, and we have him as regular self, and then, you know, big bad when he's going all stir crazy, Ken Ichigo. This mostly plays into, was it? I don't know which actually it really plays into. It's kind of an all-purpose card with how it is, but definitely leans into every 2 colors. You gain a memory and just feeds into that. As far as feeding you back, and then you just pop something that's 5 or lower. Patamon here, another one of the angel sort of cards here, and this is what lets you digivolve from security. And he's super cute with all of his pals and everything. I think it kind of inspires you as far as Digimon Frontier, kind of the Lopmon and the Solomon to get into Cherubimon, and then I can't remember her Mega. And then we got this guy here. I don't know what he is, but I haven't watched too much of Frontiers. Ubawomon Ace. Tamers. One of the 4 sovereigns. Yeah, right there. 4 sovereigns. And you know, I don't know how I feel about it. I like the art style, but I don't like how he's in the art style, if that makes sense. I still think it's cool, but it's definitely one of those things of something looks just a smidge off, and I just can't get over it. This is another card I bought. I don't think it's technically even an alternate art, just a reprint, but it's shiny. It's Grand Kawagumon. And you know, he's a bit scary here as far as the ace potential and the insectoid trait. We got a Kochi here, just slight alternate art with the symbol. Nothing too impressive. This one right here, this is what I pulled from my Cyber Eden box. And at the time, she was expensive. She's gone down a bit in price since then. I believe she's hovering around like the $40 range. But, oh my goodness gracious. You got Agumon, Gabumon, just her. If I was to ever build an Omnimon deck, yeah, she's going in it. Next, we have our special illustration card here. My only one that I've pulled thus far, which is the Quartzmon Ace. I'm pretty sure he's from Digicross series, so I don't know too much about Quartzmon, but the illustration is beautiful, and him just being like a world eater is super cool. And of course, it being an ace is scary as far as this being your level 7. Hi, Mavis. Now, this is part of what got me into Digimon to begin with, right here. This is the rare pull from the starter deck with the adventure traits that came out just a while ago. So I bought this back in May. It was my first booster box alongside of the Agumon or the Wargreymon version. And I pulled this card without even knowing what it was. It was just in my deck. I just kind of saw and like, oh, cool. But as I played the game, I noticed that, wait a second, this is different. What is up with this? And then I discovered it's the rare pool. And it kind of helped launch me into getting into Digimon as a whole as I was trying to experiment with the game and went, oh, cool. There's stuff I could pull, and this must be a sign to do more with it. So this is what I did with it. And we've got Examon here, and we got that from the Hacker Slumber. See, this is when he was corrupted by the Eaters in a Cyber Sleuth game. Obviously, everyone's trying to stop him from going on a rampage and killing everyone, because Eaters eat. We have our Machinedramon here, and he still goes quite a bit, if I'm not mistaken, as far as cost goes. He's still around the same price, I believe, as the regular Secret Rare. But, you know, he is one of the big bads. He's always a big bad. He's just a cool Digimon. He's the go-to cyber cool destruction sort of thing. Here we have the Ultranaut Diasmon. Fortunately, it's from Atmon. I don't know too much about it, so very little I could really give you about it here. Maybe they'll go around to watching the series. Probably not, but that will just depend on my free time and my interests at the time. Lord Nightmon Ace, I just pulled this from, or I pulled it from a simple booster pack before we even got into our case of 2.0 that we've been going into. So that was a fun pull, and I know Ari loves Lord Nightmon, so she would probably find that funny too. And this one was one that I pulled before YouTube, which is Gigaseedramon here, the X-Anta. No, it's just regular Gigaseedramon. What am I thinking? But very cool card from 2.5 booster box, and you know, he's a bit scary where he's just constantly digivolving stuff, so ooh. Have Galacticmon now. He primarily showed up here in Digimon World 3. Game I never played here, I've only seen footage. But man, is he a cool design, and the idea of just this satellite that becomes a Digimon and is here to destroy the world. It's definitely very scary and adds to the, you know, the overall power of what this card brings. And now we're entering spoilers for Alternative Being and the special booster box. So feel free to skip ahead if you need to here, but these are going to be cards that I pulled on these most recent box. Obviously, these were pre-recorded before, so sorry for the spoilers, but we have a nice little medieval Gallantmon. This one I love, the Omnimon Ultra Beat. Just, perfection. Just look at that, the detail and the coloring. It's like got this black aura around it. It's just beautiful, man. Then we got Grey Knightsmon. Digicross here. Don't know too much about it. Never got into the series too much before. Life got busy for me, or I just lost interest at the time. But he's still cool. Then we have Lucemon Satan mode, the alternate art here. And you know, 7 deadly demon lords, the demon god, and the scary thing that's going to destroy the world. If you're not careful. And then we have the last card we saw, which is Duskmon here. And you know, he just kind of reminds me of Batman, even though he probably has no relation whatsoever. Alrighty here. So I'm going to go over to my favorite cards, and then we're going to briefly talk about what you can expect from me from the future. So, out of all the cards, these are a mix of cards I have bought and then one I have pulled. And if you haven't told from kind of my previous comments in the past, my favorite Digimon series out of everything was Digimon Dawn of Dusk. Specifically, Digimon Dawn, simply because that's just what I grew up with, getting into any sort of Digimon game. In fact, give me one moment. I have my original game back in, 2006, 2007? I don't recall, but this is the game that was bought for me by my dad when we were getting into the DS's, and it's kind of been through me through hard times, and I just love it. I love everything about it, just faults and all, and I can't believe I've had it all these years, more or less. I would think you would get rid of it, but no. It's been with me through thick and thin, and it probably will stay that way for the foreseeable future. And then, of course, we have the related cards to it. Not really any alternate art, except for one. But we have Apollomon here. One of the Olympus 12, also showed up in Time Stranger, but I believe he first showed up in Digimon Dawn. My favorite alternate art, I would say, was Sayo. I'm upset there's not a Ko by himself yet. Maybe in the future we'll get one. But he was kind of my favorite character. He was your main protagonist as well as, your companion on the opposite side. But Sayo is obviously the fan favorite because the design's ballin', let's be honest. And it's the perfect sort of badass sort of thing. This is one of the promos from just participating in sort of your store tournaments. It is getting a reprint, so people who are missed out will get a chance to it, but I really like this for what it brought for the Galaxy deck, and helped me to kind of streamline into just a pure Lightfang Nightclaw deck than worrying about just sort of the toolbox aspect. Grace Novamon never showed up in Dawn and Dusk, so he's kind of adventured after the fact, but he's like the biggest Digimon ever, and he's super cool, so craziness. Can't believe it. And then, very cool, very cool. And then we have Dianamon from the Animal Coliseum. And then we have Dianamon from Cyber Eden, and probably the best looking Dianamon if you were to ask me. I love the art style. And those are kind of my favorite cards, with this one being my absolute favorite. And then of course we had the pull that started me all right here with the Gabumon. Never will sell this or ever get rid of it. Digimon doesn't really do grading, I don't think. I don't really care about grading, but if there was a card that I would grade, it would probably be this card. But yeah, just to briefly talk about what the future is going to bring for me. As far as the video project that I've been working on for the past few months, that is expected to release by no later than the end of January. As you can probably see here on the screen after editing, I pretty much recorded all of the script. All I need is to do the editing, and that should be relatively straightforward process once I get some free time here in the next week or two. So the goal is to release that by no later than around end of January, maybe earlier, depending on how fast I can get to it. But that's going to be my next step as far as major content, and where you're going to see some changes as far as where the channel goes. Afterwards, my plan is to make a tutorial on how to play the Digimon card game. I've noticed a lot of the ones in the past are older and they don't get into any of the more informative stuff that have changed with the game, especially with how all of these new keywords work with like this here. So that's going to be something I plan on working on, and we'll get out sometime in the future. Currently no ETA on that, simply because we are expecting a new mechanic in May with one of the new starter decks and booster boxes. So I'm unsure how much I want to do as far as waiting for that, or do a companion video once that specifically releases. Depending on probably what more information we get as far as how it changes the game, I might just make a companion video, but just know that's kind of where I'm at as far as next things are going to be concerned. Next on the agenda here, as far as other videos after that, I want to do a vocal cover of a song, the theme from the English version of Digimon Frontiers. I think that would be a cool thing for me to do, but no idea how I'm going to even possibly do that or what that's going to look like, so that's just more wishful thinking. And then streaming wise, I just want to continue trying to improve my content, adjust things as needed, and get to a point where I've got the full 2D model and my overall streaming experience is a lot better for people that are interested in that. Hopefully by the end of the year, at the very latest, we'll get to that point. There's going to be changes in my real life where that might become sooner, so depending on if I get more money or not, that's going to be probably something that's going to accelerate for the time being. But for now, that's just kind of where the channel is going to go, a mix of streaming and then expanding into other content. And then of course, we're still going to be doing these pack openings whenever I can, as I hone down the editing style for the channel. In regards to the pack openings, I know I've been experiencing with the single pack openings. I've seen kind of the success that I'm wanting to pursue that further. The only thing of note that I might change is from from 1 pack to 2 packs. Because while they're certainly getting what I'm looking for as far as attraction is concerned, I feel they're a bit short, but I'm not sure if that's just a me thing or everyone else is okay with it. What I will be doing here as experimenting is the newest booster box that's going to be coming out here at the end of January is going to be the Time Stranger booster box. My goal is to buy 2 cases, and we are going to be doing 2 packs per episode for a total of 24 episodes, maybe 25 if I decide to do the box toppers by themselves. So we're going to see a bit more experimenting with the content in that regard, but it's just going to really depend on where the channel goes and how it grows, and what you guys are truly interested in watching from me. But that's going to be my plans for the future and what you can expect from me. You'll probably get more of this cat here, like Loki, interrupting me as far as doing stuff is concerned. But that's my goals for the future. Hopefully all of you guys will stick with me as we get to that point. Otherwise, until then, I hope you all have a wonderful new year, and 2026 is going to be better for all of us. Just you wait.